In this video, we're going to look at the ulna and the radius because we're going to talk about how these two bones fit together and make up your forearm. Now, notice that these are really distinctive looking. The ulna has this really big process. This is called the olecranon process, and this rounded bit of it makes the pointy part of your elbow. So that's what that is. And then the radius has this ridge around the edge that you can see right there, and that enables it to twist against the ulna like that so that you can turn your hands like that. All right, so let's look at these two and learn all of their markings. So the ulna, this is the head of the ulna. It has this olecranon process, and then here it has this V-shaped process, which is called the coronoid process. And each of these is going to fit into a fossa on the humerus with the same name. So we have an olecranon fossa and a coronoid fossa. Clever. We also have this smooth surface right here. That's called the radial notch, and it accommodates the head of the radius. You can see that fits right in there, and it can rotate back and forth in that notch. Now also, you can see the head of the radius has a little indentation in the top, and that enables it to articulate with the capitulum of the humerus, which is a really rounded joint. Now, both bones have a ridge down the sides that face each other. That's the interosseous ridge, and that's where the interosseous membrane is going to attach to hold these two bones together. Down at the distal end, you'll see we have a notch on the radius to accommodate the ulna. So this is called the ulnar notch. Okay, so the ulna has a radial notch and the radius has an ulnar notch. Then both bones at the distal end have a little pointy process called a styloid process. See those right there? And those are going to make your wrist bones, okay? Like this and that, those are those styloid processes. Let's see what else. Oop, I forgot the radial tuberosity. That tuberosity right there, the radial tuberosity, we're going to have some muscles that attach there. And so that is your radius and ulna. So this is the ulna, olecranon process, coronoid process, radial notch, interosseous ridge, styloid process. And then on the radius, head, radial tuberosity, interosseous ridge, and styloid process. Notice that at the distal end, the radius is much bigger, okay? The distal end of the ulna is really skinny. People tend to think of the ulna as beefier, but at the distal end, it's very, very thin. So that will help you distinguish when you're looking just at the bones of the hand and the wrist, if there's radius and ulna attached. Remember that the radius at the distal end is bigger. That's your radius and ulna.